Hey there, it's me, Tracy, and I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about consistency and how it's really affected my business and my life over the last 7 years since I've been doing my own business from home. But before I do that, there is a shitload of snow outside. I've spent the day sitting in a plane for 3.5 hours, only for the captain to tell us that it had been canceled. Then I came home, saw this pile of snow out front of my house, and I thought, I'm just too tired to shovel it right now, so I took a nap instead. Anyways, the life of a home-based business owner. So when I got started in network marketing 7 years ago, I was in a health company, and I was using a mix of online and offline to build that. And I didn't have a whole lot of success. And I think that I know the reason, is because I was so inconsistent with it. I remember calling my sponsor and being like, okay, I'm ready to just kill this. And then for like a week, I would just go furiously, like activity everywhere, And then like a week and a half would go by and I'd be like, ugh. And it would be like 2, 3, maybe a month, sometimes even 2 months where I wouldn't do anything. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, yeah, I'm back in again. Yeah. I'd go to an event or something and be like, yeah, let's do this. And then I'd be all like, flurry of activity again. And it went on like this for almost 5 years straight. And it seriously was a roller coaster. Like I was all over the place. So, and after almost 5 years of doing that, I was making a little bit of money. Like I was making like $500-$600 a month. But it took like 4.5 years and I was still sitting at $500 to $600 a month. And honestly, I think the number one reason was because I just was not consistent. And so during that time, I was also building like an internet marketing business, right? I was building my brand. I had my blog going, and I had actually started doing a newsletter. And it was going out weekly, and I was getting a consistent, low numbers, but a consistent stream of leads coming into my autoresponder. And I was consistently blogging, and things were starting to work. I mean, I was a top affiliate for a pretty well-known guy in the industry, and people were starting to recognize me, and I was enjoying that. And then all of a sudden, boom, this other business came along, shiny object, squirrel. And I looked at that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. And I totally took my eye off the ball. Now, this other shiny object that I looked at, I had success with it. So it's not like, it's a bad thing. And I did learn a lot from it and I'm very grateful for it. But it was a shiny object, took my eye off what I was working on at the time, which, although it wasn't bringing me income, the consistency of the blogging was definitely building my list, which was great. And I was just struggling with how to monetize it. So anyways, so I got, wrapped up in this other shiny object, and I completely went offline with it. Like my only strategy, most of my strategy was just purely offline stuff. And, I was consistent with that, and it went well, and I made some great money from it, and I built a good business and a good team. But 2 years later, I look back at, my website, my blog, my mailing list, and it was pathetic. I mean, I was still getting a bit of traffic, but my list was just totally shriveled up and dead. And so, now that I'm looking back at it, focused on it again, like my open rates are low, my response rates are low, everything's really low compared to where it was before I left. So in hindsight, I would have kept that going at the same time I was still working this offline business. So again, it was just like a longer time period between things, but the lesson's the same. It was consistency, I was doing for a while, getting good results, and then all of a sudden, boom, I stop. And then the results just come to a halt. So now I'm looking at reviving that, and it's taken some effort. So lesson, stick to what you're doing. stick to what you're doing. One of my favorite books is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and in there he talks about how taking consistent daily action on things will get you where you want to be. And you'll look back over it, and at the beginning it'll look like there's not a lot happening, right? But as you look back over it, 6 months down the road, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, you'll look back and you'll be like, oh my God, all that consistency, it totally paid off. So anyways, that's my lesson from my life about consistency. It's been a huge one. I've learned a lot from it. And so I think that, once you learn something enough times, eventually you kind of get it. Well, hopefully that's me this time. Anyways, I hope that helps. Over and out. Till tomorrow. Bye.